map. The players are about to land. We are getting into this losers finals here. An incredible best of 5 set that we are about to watch in front of us. Snowy really choosing to go off stage unarmed right off the bat here when he's at the weapon disadvantage. Immediately picks up the gauntlets once he gets back on the main stage, putting out some good damage on a Cody so far. Already has him in the yellow.
Yeah, Snowy playing fast and loose, but some nice wake-up nairs from Cody. And Snowy still really wants to hit these ground pounds, but Cody's just shoving him away. He gets back onto the stage.
For how much space that Snowy was giving like Sandstorm early on in their set, completely different story, at least for the beginning of this set against Cody. He was playing a little bit more defensively, a lot of backdashes coming out from Snowy.
No, but he does hit the N-Light. This is the heavier hitting weapon for Snowy as Cody hits the D-Light dash jump recovery, but unfortunately not on Small Brawlhalla, so it's not going to KO.
Now, one thing that might hurt Snowy a little bit, it doesn't actually here, but you saw that signature come out from Cody Travis, and unfortunately for Snowy, like the only immediate punish he had, I think he was just ready to throw his weapon, so the punish was a weapon toss. It didn't lead to anything big, but he is incorporating these weapon tosses really well, just completely shutting down a lot of the momentum that Cody has. He wants to move forward, bink, he's getting hit by an axe. He wants to jump, bink, he's getting hit by an axe.
It's so crazy, and I don't want to over-metaphor how Snowy's playing, but there's like this jazz element to it where he's doing very improvised strings, right? Like just a moment ago, it was a gravity cancel axe N-Light into a chase dodge nair, which is something that you rarely ever see. He went for a weapon toss, unarmed N-Light afterwards, but still, like there's just some there's some wildness, some attitude coming from Snowy.
I will stress the metaphor a little bit. It's the Jazz Club scene from La La Land. Nice down signature there with the weapon toss to finish it up. The camera is on Ryan Gosling playing at the piano. All of a sudden, turn around. It's on, I forget her name, but her name is Mia in terms of the character. But yeah, Emma Stone. It's going back and forth between those two.
Yeah, he is just going all over this set and all over the game, and Cody Travis is a stock behind Snowy. Cody Travis going to have to pull out something bigger. He's got the axe in hand. He's getting some decent chunks, but it's going to take a lot more than a couple of down airs to finish this stock off of Snowy.
Snowy starting this one off so big. He's again over on the wall. We're not seeing too much from Cody. He's just backing up. He knows Snowy is eventually going to come back over to the wall. At least we hope so, certainly. Even though he is at the stock advantage, he could just attempt the timeout. But I doubt that's going to happen. It takes a rare player to really go for that. I'm looking at like Crocky and I.
Yeah. It's definitely a very hard, at the very least, to also time out, especially with 5.5 minutes left in this game. But Cody Travis is hitting the blasters. He's hitting the moves. Sidelight doesn't hit the end sig. And Snowy dodges through the ground pound. He is still getting damage built up on Cody's last stop.
Still going. I was going to say, Cody's really answering back, and now we know why Snowy was stuck on the wall. But unfortunately, none of these moves are KO moves for Cody. Snowy finding a sider there, definitely has Cody in the red. Weapon toss down, not really sure what that was. Oh! Snowy pulls out of that too. You thought he might chase all the way down. He doesn't, completely tunnel vision onto it. Pulls out, keeps himself safe. Cody very much in the red. It's not going to take too much. I don't think a just raw unarmed recovery is going to do it here, even with a downlight right before it. Gonna grab the weapon. Oh, what an option from Snowy! The turnaround slide charge Ensig. What a madman!
Looking like a Knicks player with the slide charge Ensig. Cody Travis was not ready for that option, and I gotta rewind to that rare drop, the D-Light. He was going for the dash jump recovery, ended up getting a, I think it was like a chase forward side sig. Like that was just a rare miss input. The nerves from Cody Travis.
And that was what I think Taza mentioned earlier, is like Cody will miss 1 out of 100. That must have been the 100th one that he misses. And look at the damage that came out. Even though Cody Travis is an extremely tanky character, Snowy threw out less attacks overall. He also hit a higher accuracy on them, and it only took 516 damage. I'm going to rely on the calculator again. That is, what, 172. That's that magic number that Cody had that one time we really praised him.
Yeah, that's definitely efficient. A lot of it was that second stock where Snowy hit the axe down signature into the weapon toss that really deleted Cody very quickly. But we're seeing Cody answer back. His blaster's looking good.
Added up so much damage already. He has Snowy in the orange, so he's at 100 plus now, but Snowy immediately just turned Cody Travis orange as well. Axe in hand, you got to be worried about that. The side air is going to send Cody all the way across the stage. Now Cody's back in the center. D-Light recovery. Will KO here. I was expecting it actually not to, because we are on Apocalypse here and not Small Brawlhalla like we saw earlier. And, you know, Rayman doesn't have the least defense in the whole game.
I just love the fact that Cody went for that. There's a lot of players who will whiff the D-Light dash jump recovery, and they'll just go, all right, never doing that again. That was a bad idea. But Cody Travis going to shake it off already in the second game, and he's adding up this damage onto Snowy's second stock.
Zoning out with side air so well. Snowy, you saw him hit back-to-back side lights, nothing after, but he does swap over to the axe, hits the side air. This time, that one's going to be the KO move. Choosing which weapon he wants to stay on. He was still sticking around the gauntlets so that he could choose to swap if he wanted to.
Yeah, he had his pick of the litter on which weapon to go with. Picks up the axe. Kind of a wild down air. I'm not sure if he thought he was going to land on the platform and go for like a down light upward towards Cody, but either way, he does find that landing and hits that down light.
Nice three-piece from Snowy. Didn't even need the true combo option. D-Light recovery. Still in orange. Not going to KO at this point. Almost finds the side air. Cody continuing to add up this damage. Even though Snowy started off this second stock pretty well, that weapon toss still has Cody in the yellow.
There's that jazz aspect of Snowy, right? That he hit the side light in air and then did a weapon toss up. Again, Cody Travis is 3 for 3 in this game for D-Light dash jump recoveries.
Even though Snowy has that jazz element here, we see Cody in the lead. He's kind of the John Legend of this if we're looking back at La La Land, where John Legend comes in and just ruins everything, ruins all of the fun.
Yeah, Cody Travis is a real fun ruiner for Snowy right now. As Snowy's down to his final stock, the Neutralite comes out from Cody Travis. He's just continuing to control that corner as Snowy finally picks up a weapon, but he gets thrown off to the other corner.
They're dead even in damage here, but Cody is still up a full stock.
Punish?
Oh, that's going to be a late punish from Cody. I don't know if the fast fall just didn't come out in time because we talked about that neutral signature. Shows you exactly where he's going to be by the time it finishes, but Snowy was out of recovery frames, had the dodge in time. Snowy hits that neutral air. It is unarmed. Tries to go for the big move with the side signature. That's going to KO off the top, and that's a big two-stock for Cody Travis.
What a nice pickup for Cody Travis, getting recovery after recovery to finish off each of Snowy's stocks. And that means Cody Travis is, in fact, the John Legend. He is the fun ruiner for Snowy to even up the games.
Zipmaster Flex just tweeted at me and said, I'm freaking hilarious. So,
all right, you
suck
win.
it, Duke.
I've never gotten a tweet like that. So
that is all I need to continue my behavior. And even
Please,
really not even
more
that much
La La
sometimes.
Land references.
So, yeah, it's everybody in the Brawlhalla community really loves that movie.
Tell me about her aunt.
You know, she was sick for a month, but you know, Snowy, he's kind of sick on it here. He's actually making a big swap though over onto the Raphael.
Yeah, this is an interesting swap. We'll retain the axe from the Rayman, but he'll be swapping those gauntlets out for Katars. So it's kind of a similar ideology, right? Like you've got the heavy hitting axe, and then you've got the string weapon in the secondary. But we'll see what Snowy can do with the Raphael.
I didn't happen to catch Snowy's level on this Raph before we actually got into this game. They did move pretty quickly into that stage banning.
Yeah, I think we're very busy thinking about how funny you are and didn't catch the levels. But so far,
there's a lot to think about.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a lot to think about there. But Cody Travis getting some good damage built up onto Snowy's first stock in this one, and Snowy not really struggling too much after the swap. Good patience from Snowy to get the second sidelight. Unfortunately, couldn't finish off the stock.
Classic guitar player move, even though this Ragnar is only level 34. Big side air there. Snowy's actually poised for a very solid lead. Rips that one a little bit too early, and Cody turns it around. That is so tough for Snowy. He did the ground pound way too early, so Cody could just kind of float a little bit into that push-off column right when you can push off the wall. And, man, Cody just had control of that once. Snowy maybe got a little bit nervous, maybe thought he had it in the bag when he didn't.
Yeah, I mean, he, like you said, pulled the trigger a little too early on that one. And Cody Travis, the second he hit that down air, that was a turnaround, and that was a punish onto Snowy. Snowy, though, could even this up quick. Yeah, the recovery will do it. Didn't take too much damage for it.
That's a good way to start. He's going to have his pick of the weapons. He is sticking with the Katars on this one, feeling really confident on that. Definitely when you're like early on in the stock, you have some opportunities to hit like 3-4 hit strings on him.
Yeah, as the opponent gets more damage, you'll see those like side lights and down airs, which have a little bit of variable force on them, start to shove the opponent far enough away that you can't really maintain those strings. But for now, gets the side light, end light, doesn't go for a follow-up. Just trying to see how Cody's going to react out of it.
Snowy is really grounded. Even though he'll be in the air sometimes, it's only like one jump height up. You're not seeing him try to like get on top of Cody a lot of times. And I mean above Cody on top of him, not just like stacked on top of him.
Yeah, we're kind of seeing a different playstyle come out from Snowy, despite the fact that, again, the weapons aren't that drastically different from what he had earlier. It goes for the N-Sig read, still getting this damage. Ooh, the fake out, that stutter step like he was gonna do the N-Sig.
I love that he didn't do anything whatsoever other than that after the neutral. I just completely changed things up. In case Cody ripped the dodge, out was going to come that neutral signature. Once the iframes on Cody were done, that was going to be a huge spiking KO. Side airs completely zoning Snowy out from the stage. Sweatbeat's coming out. Did have the dodge off a cooldown in time. Going to sit on the wall for a minute. You see how back Cody is playing. Nice dodge through with the timing on Snowy, completely calling out the side light from Cody.
A really good side air as well coming out from Snowy. Down six the wrong way. Cody with the drop on the recovery. And Snowy going to get the stock with the unarmed recovery at the top of the map.
Now, I don't know if Snowy was super confident that he could actually get that stock that quickly, but I know when he hit that side air, I'm sure he was praying like, man, why couldn't I just be on the other side of Cody? Because that side air would have killed. Look at that side sig placed perfectly for Cody Travis. We are dead even. We're also tied 1-1 in the set. Man, what a set to remember. This is a juicy losers finals.
I mean, I said it at the start of the top four that you could just start each of these sets with a quote from Foda saying that we are in for a treat because each of these matches have been a delight. On the edge, though, Snowy getting the damage built up. Cody has yet to touch Snowy's final stock.
Oh, hoping he could grab Cody out of the air while he was falling down on top of the weapon spawn. Cody stayed enough away from it that neutral sig came out, completely whiffed, and he was still able to grab the weapon. It's Katars versus Axe yet again for Snowy and Cody somehow getting through that ground pound. Has Cody in the orange on the edge. Nice nair.
Oh, just
almost
off the mark. He was so close to it, but Cody got high enough. But still, Snowy doing such a good job getting this damage built up. He has Cody close to KO, but Cody fighting back, hitting some axe hits.
Dude, they're both right on top of one another, just whipping side airs. You know they want to connect to add up to the edge guard situation. Cody on the wall. Snowy doesn't want to commit too much and get stuck. That gets punished immediately. That neutral sig came out. Cody found the side air to punish.
It's a down air. Doesn't have Snowy in the red yet. The side air is not going to put him off screen. Going to try to cover this corner. Snowy has a lot of options to come up here. That soft platform, a side air onto the stage, a gravity cancel also would work, but he's going for none of them. The weapon toss gets him a different weapon pickup. He gets back up, but a side air, and Cody, one more hit. The axe toss will do it. Cody takes game number 3.
Even though the end of that game was really slow in terms of like time between each hit, Cody was in complete control. There was so much damage that went his way that was completely unanswered, or if it was answered, it was a weapon toss that doesn't have to no damage. So nothing huge from Snowy on that final stock. Cody kept his cool and he kept control.
Yeah, it's like Cody sends a text message with like a picture of a middle finger, and Snowy writes him a strongly worded letter and puts it in the mailbox. Is just
and you're never supposed to do that.
Yeah, it's not the same in terms of replies.
You write the letter and then you just hold on to it, and that's the kind of the ritual itself is the catharsis that you need.
Let
Hopefully
the hate die with
Snowy
you.
can get through that as we head back to Apocalypse.
And Snowy sticking with the Raphael for game number 4, hoping to win this one and take it to a game 5, but Cody Travis has different things in mind.
Blasters versus Axe. This time it's going to be Snowy. Starting with the Axe, we're spending a lot of time on Katars before, definitely in the early stages of all of Cody's stocks. Wanted to opt over to the Katars. There is a spawn on the field. We'll see how quickly he throws his Axe away. There it is. He's able to pick it back up because it does hit Cody. Again, controlling this game. An absolute ground general.
It's crazy the way that he was playing around that weapon spawn as if he was trying to starve out Snowy. Snowy had an axe in his hands, but Cody still danced around that weapon spawn, and ultimately Snowy did need to get that pickup, the D-Light dash jump recovery. Not quite enough, but he's getting the extra follow-ups, that side air.
Now that shows you part of the difference between this game and then the small Brawlhalla games that we saw from Cody earlier. Snowy actually turned red earlier on in that D-Light recovery, but it still wasn't enough to KO like it was previously. There are a couple other variables in there because there are different characters where Boomy was playing the Reno, Snowy's playing the Ragnar.
Yeah, but ultimately Cody's still getting KO after KO. Hits the side air, the fadeaway onto Snowy, and he's marching his way towards the grand finals.
Cody is in the red. Snowy goes deep with that one, hoping he can find the ground pound for the spiking option. Neutralite, he's going to rip the neutral sig. No, he doesn't. He actually just chases off stage. Again, goes in with the ground pound. Doesn't find a connection.
He is really trying to Beyblade it, let it rip. The down sig connects. Snowy evens it up. What's the weapon pick? He's going to stick with the guitars. Throws him away.
The weapon toss goes down. He also blew his dodge. That kind of stuck him in place while that neutral light came out. Cody was kind of able to get through him and actually made it over to the weapon spawn in time to grab this axe. We are still pretty even. We'll see if Cody can add up this damage, make this lead a little bit bigger, or if Snowy can actually find the hits that he needs. Nice 2-piece, 3-piece, 4-piece.
Yeah, great conversion off the gravity cancel sidelight. You don't see too many Qatar players convert off it. Another gravity cancel sidelight, this time on the axe, leads to a neutral layer, and Snowy's getting some damage built up, but still Cody with the lead.
This is two axe players just completely duking it out with one another. Snowy really adding up that damage now. I believe he's actually ahead of Cody Travis. That neutral light's going to send him over the wall. Cody has weapon advantage. Ooh, what a great punish.
Still not enough. The D-Light dash jump recovery, and Cody makes the swap. Doesn't hit the neutral light active frames from Snowy long enough. Sorry, iframes.
You see Cody hunting for those side airs. Staying in the air as long as he can, hoping that Snowy's going to throw out a move to punish the landing, and then Cody can just fall down, hit a side air. He actually does it with the blasters this time. Gets the KO. Nice little lead for Cody Travis here, especially if he can keep Snowy weapon starved or stuck on the Qatars. It's going to be a very small subset of moves that he can actually KO with on the Qatars compared to the axe.
But Snowy does pick up the axe. Cody Travis just trying to get that extra credit. But Snowy, what is his response? He hasn't really been hitting the signatures of the Raphael, so he's really doing it for the weapons, and the weapon toss connects.
We're still relatively even in this. Snowy just a little bit behind. He is in the yellow, so he's around 50 damage behind Cody. Cody's able to pick up an axe, and Snowy's weapon is actually going to become inactive and despawn. He's not able to get to it again. Cody Travis with weapon advantage almost picks up that dare, continues the damage output, continues control over all of the weapons in this game.
And again, continues the control of the corner. The weapon toss is coming out. Cody throws out an N-Sig, just trying to get some height on it. Snowy does finally pick up an axe, but he's taken so much damage. Can he come back in this?
He has to find something big. He has to continue finding big things as well. Cody Travis already up 2-1 in this best-of-5 set. They're kind of trading blows back and forth here, but Cody certainly ahead of Snowy. You see how far that neutral light sent him off screen. One or two more of those from the center of the stage, and that might be it for Snowy. Spending some time on the wall. Cody's going to be very careful. Doesn't even attempt the edge guard situation. Sidelight nair. You got to think a side air is going to KO Snowy at this point. A recovery hitting off the top.
Oh, but each of those that don't hit is an opportunity for Snowy to get this damage. He's got him in the red, but the missed N-Sig leads to Cody Travis hitting the side air and closing out the loser's final.
Look how much damage it took Cody before he finally took Snowy out there. We gave him a little bit of trouble for the 599 damage earlier. This time it is 648. I'm going to whip out the calculator yet another time. Actually miss input on the calculator, so think about how correctly all of these players are inputting very well. 216 damage, Duke. That is so much damage to have to put out onto a stock before you take it, but Cody Travis, he kept his cool. That's what the C in Cody stands for, is cool.
He is a cool cat, man. He hit the things that he needed to hit, and he got